There's a pain most men carry in silence. A quiet act that comes not from rejection itself, but from slowly realizing she no longer cares. You text. She replies hours later. You try to talk, she's distracted. You make plans, she cancels. You bring your heart to the table. She brings indifference. It doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow fade, a cold breeze in a room that used to feel like fire. And you start asking yourself, what did I do wrong? How do I fix this? Why won't she love me the way she used to? That's the trap. Because the more you try to fix it, the more of your power you give away. The more you seek her approval, the more you lose respect for yourself. And the more you chase her care, the more she pulls away. Brother, hear this clearly: you cannot force someone to love you. You cannot make her see your worth if she's chosen to turn blind. And most of all, you cannot heal a woman who benefits from keeping you emotionally dependent. It's time to detach, not with hate, not with revenge, but with sacred clarity. Emotional detachment is not about becoming cold. It's not about pretending you never cared. It's not about turning into some emotionless machine. It's about taking back your center. Because when a woman no longer cares, your heart becomes a battlefield between your hope and your truth. And until you stop clinging to the hope of who she was, you will never see her for who she is now. Detachment begins with one brutal but freeing realization: she's already gone. Maybe physically she's still around. Maybe she still texts sometimes. Maybe she still sleeps in your bed. But emotionally, she's not with you. Her mind is elsewhere. Her heart is walled off, and you've been trying to pour yourself into a cup that has no bottom. That ends now. Because the man who learns to emotionally detach from what no longer serves him becomes untouchable. He doesn't chase love. He becomes love. He doesn't beg for respect. He walks in a way that commands it. But how do you actually detach? Step 1: see reality as it is, not as you want it to be. Stop replaying the good moments. Stop romanticizing who she used to be. Stop excusing her emotional distance. A woman who wants to be with you makes you feel wanted. A woman who cares doesn't make you question it. And a woman who values your heart doesn't treat it like an option. You have to stop lying to yourself. That fantasy version of her, the one in your mind that still loves you, still needs you, still lights up when she sees you, that version is dead. And until you bear it, you'll never heal. Step 2: pull your energy back. You've been overgiving, over-texting, over-analyzing, over-feeling. And where has it gotten you? Drained, confused, stuck. It's time to stop bleeding energy into someone who no longer receives it. Pull your energy back from her social media. From those endless, what did I do wrong thoughts. From those midnight messages you draft but never send. You don't need closure from her. You need clarity from yourself. And that clarity sounds like this: I will not spend another moment trying to prove my worth to someone who stopped seeing it. A step 3: rebuild the bond with the only person who can truly never leave you, yourself. Detach from her. Reconnect to you. The version of before you became obsessed with her mood. Before your self-worth depended on her affection. Before your identity got entangled in her validation. That man still exists. He's just been buried under heartbreak, codependence, and misplaced loyalty. Now, it's time to rise. Rebuild your habits. Refocus your mind. Return to your path. Start showing up for yourself like you used to show up for her. Wake up early again. Go to the gym not to get her back, but to reclaim your power. Read, create, build, lead. Because when a man reconnects to himself, he becomes magnetic, not just to women, but to life. And ironically, the more you detach from the woman who no longer cares, the more attractive you become, not just to others, but to your own soul. Here's a truth they don't tell you: the woman who stopped caring might have been the greatest gift to your growth. She woke you up. She showed you the parts of you that needed healing. She revealed your emotional dependency. She cracked you open. Not to break you, but to rebuild you. But that can only happen if you let go. Not just physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically. Let go of the narrative that says you weren't good enough. Let go of the idea that love requires self-betrayal. Let go of the addiction to her crumbs of affection. You deserve a love that flows, not one you have to chase. A woman who chooses you, not one who tolerates you. A relationship where you feel seen, not one where you feel invisible. Emotional detachment is not giving up, it's growing up. It's the decision to no longer stay small just to keep someone comfortable. It's the bold step toward becoming whole without needing anyone to complete you. It's the act of reclaiming your power, not through resistance, but through release. And make no mistake, it's going to hurt. Letting go always does. You'll miss her laugh. You'll crave her presence. You'll question your decision at 2 a.m. when the silence feels unbearable. But that pain is temporary, and beyond it is freedom. You'll wake up one day and feel light. Her name won't sting. Her face won't haunt you. Her silence won't define you. And in that moment, you'll know you didn't just detach from a woman. You returned to yourself. So, to every man listening right now, feeling the weight of emotional abandonment, here, Meg, you are not broken. You are not weak for caring. You are not a fool for loving. But now it's time to turn that love inward. Become the man she couldn't value, not to get revenge, but to become unshakable. Because the man who can emotionally detach from what no longer serves him is the man who walks into any room, any relationship, and any situation already full, no longer needing, no longer chasing, no longer waiting to be chosen, because he has already chosen himself. And that is the beginning of everything. Absolutely. Here's an expanded version of that line. For your speech, emotional detachment doesn't mean bitterness. It doesn't mean you shut down your heart or pretend you never cared. It means you finally stop sacrificing your well being to keep a connection alive that's already emotionally dead. It means reclaiming your peace, the kind of peace that comes when you no longer wake up wondering if you're enough. It means reclaiming your power, the inner strength that you handed over every time you accepted being ignored, devalued, or used as an emotional safety net. And above all, it means reclaiming your identity, the man you were before your sense of worth became tangled in her approval. Detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. It's the moment you stop bleeding for someone who stopped noticing you were hurting. It's the beginning of your return, not to the past, but to the man you were always meant to become. True detachment doesn't begin with distance from her. It begins with closeness to yourself. It starts with radical self awareness, the courage to look in the mirror and admit that you've been holding on to something that's no longer holding you. It's the painful honesty of recognizing the role you played in your own emotional imprisonment. How you ignored the red flags, how you justified the coldness, how you kept hoping she would return to who she once was. This level of awareness awakens something deeper in you. And with that awareness comes the strength to set boundaries. Not to punish her, but to protect your own energy. You stop over explaining. You stop chasing closure. You stop allowing access to your heart from someone who no longer earns it. But perhaps the most powerful act of detachment is this: breaking the illusion. The illusion that says she will change. The illusion says you just need to try harder. The illusion that says this pain is love. It's not. Detachment is tearing down the fantasy so you can finally face the truth. And that truth, as painful as it may be, is the key to your freedom. Because once you see clearly, you stop settling. Once you detach, not out of spite, but out of self respect, you rise. And that's when healing truly begins. The moment you stop chasing her validation is the moment everything shifts. That constant inner noise, the need for her to respond, to care, to notice you, it goes quiet. Not because she finally gave you what you wanted, but because you gave it to yourself. When you stop looking to her to define your worth and start leading yourself with clarity, everything changes. Clarity means you see things as they are, not as you hoped they'd be. It means you stop reading between the lines of her mixed signals and start reading the truth in her actions. And once you have that clarity, you move differently. You speak less. You observe more. You choose discipline over desperation. Discipline is refusing to text her when you know it's just your loneliness talking. It's walking away from the temptation to beg, to explain, to plead for something that isn't there. Discipline is building your habits, your vision, and your masculine edge, regardless of who stays or leaves. That's when you become emotionally untouchable. Not because you're cold, but because you're centered. You no longer react to her silence with panic or her coldness with need. You lead yourself, and in doing so, you unlock the deepest form of freedom a man can have, the kind that can't be taken, ghosted, or broken. The freedom of knowing you are enough, even when she doesn't care.